Okay, today we're looking at simplifying algebraic terms using division. Okay, we can simplify any single algebraic term using division by simply dividing the numbers, the coefficients first, and then the pronumerals, the same way as we did for multiplication. Now, when we're given a question, it's generally easier to change the division into a fraction and then simplify from there. Some people can do it as a division. You'll need to work out which way is best for you. Okay, looking at an example, we have 7xy over 14y. That means 7xy divided by 14y. Okay, looking at the pronumerals first, we have 7 over 14. So 7 goes into 7 once, 7 goes into 14 twice, so we end up with a half. So we've got xy over 2y. Looking at the pronumerals, we've only got an x up in the numerator, so we'll leave that one alone for the moment, but the y, we have y in the numerator and the denominator, so y divided by y, anything divided by itself is 1. So we can cancel them out and they become 1. So we end up with 1 times x times 1 over 2 times 1. So we end up with 1x over 2, which we simply write as x over 2. Okay, looking at a little harder one. We have a squared b over a. Okay, so that's a squared b divided by a. Now, writing that out in expanded notation, we have a times b all over a. There's no coefficients there, so it's just 1 divided by 1. We'll just ignore that for the moment. We have a divided by a, that becomes 1, so we can cancel 1 out at the top and 1 down from the bottom. So we have 1 times a times b over 1. It simply becomes ab. Okay, looking at a different way to do that without writing the expanded notation, because if we have something like a to the power of 6, we don't want to be writing out all those a's. What we can do is when we look at it and we see a squared times b, in our heads we know it's a times b. So we've got a squared b divided by a. We've got a divided by a. We can cancel one of those a's out and it just becomes a to the power of 1 over. That a cancels out with the a at the top, it becomes 1. So we end up with a to the power of 1 times b, which is just ab, all over 1. So our answer becomes ab. It's a little bit easier than the previous way I did. Okay, looking at another example. I have 15mn divided by negative 50n. Okay, firstly, writing it as a fraction does make it a little bit easier. Some people don't need to do that, but until you feel comfortable with it, it might be an idea to start doing that. Okay, the other thing is the brackets around the negative 50n. Remember, those brackets are only separating the division sign from the negative sign. So it's still just 15mn divided by negative 50n. It doesn't make it any harder. Now, when we start off, a positive number divided by a negative number gives a negative answer. So we have negative 15mn over 50n. We can bring that negative sign out the front. Okay, now, looking at 15 over 50, 5 goes into 15 3 times, 5 goes into 50 10 times, so we have 3 over 10. Okay, we have mn divided by n. So n divided by n is 1. Remember, anything divided by itself is 1, so we can cancel those out and they become 1. So we end up with negative 3m times 1 over 10 times 1. So we end up with negative 3m over 10. Okay, looking at another example. 12a squared b divided by 3ab. Okay, writing it as a fraction again. 12a squared b over 3ab. Looking at the coefficients first. 12 divided by 3. Okay, 3 goes into 12 4 times. 3 goes into 3 once, so we have 4 over 1. Then looking at, we have a squared divided by a. Okay, remembering before a squared is the same as a times a, so we can cancel one of those a's out and one of the a down the bottom. So we end up with a over 1. Then we have b divided by b. That just becomes 1, so we can cancel them. So we have 4 times a times 1 over 1 times 1 times 1. So we end up with 4a. Okay, I'd like you to hit the pause button now I'd like you to have a go at doing these examples yourselves in your book. Once you finish, press play and the answers will pop up for you and you can just double check that you've got them right. If you have any wrong, rewind back through the video to find out what you've done wrong. If you can't work it out from there, just make sure you ask in class. Okay, good luck. Thank you. Okay.